You know what, y'all? May the best friendship couple win. May the best friendship couple win. I didn't even know how much I wanted to actually see Shelly and Ace in the finals until they were not in the finals. But in any event, I will take anybody winning at this point. I will take Alandria winning at this point if it means that Iris and Pepe do not win. I am sorry. I do not want Iris and Pepe to be my winners. I know the vote is already closed by the time you see this, but I do not want Iris and Pepe to be my winners. I will even take Alandria at this point. Let's jump into it. Hey, y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would greatly appreciate if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there, and it inspires me to keep creating. I just want to give a huge thank you to those of you guys who have supported the channel, subscribed, joined the membership, all of the different things throughout this season of Love Island. Although it has been a bumpy road, and I feel like this year the fan base has really been on one. We have still had some great conversations, some great times, and my channel has grown so much throughout the season, and I could not do that without you guys. So thank you so much. If you have not hit subscribe already, I really hope you do, because the content is going to keep flowing, girl. Until I am on that surgery table in August, this content is going to keep flowing. We are going right into Beyond the Villa, as well as Big Brother 27, and I do recap the live feeds daily for my Big Brother watchers. So please consider supporting the channel. I really am so excited to continue to see where things go. Now, we are closing in on this season of Love Island. We are going to be talking about episode 33 and 34. We are getting down to the finals, and you know what? If I looked at the beginning of the season, I don't know that I thought we were going to be here. So let's jump into these two episodes. Neither one of them has a lot to say, so we will not be here for super long. Let's get into it. So episode 33, we start off post-dumping of Clark and Taylor. We have Nick and Alandria talk.
Yeah. It feels great.
I think America voting for Alandria and I to stay. I think they've seen the troubles that both of us have been through.
And Alandria does say that in a way she is sad to see Taylor go. She does feel like he is a great and genuine guy, and she's happy that he found love, even if it was in sort of a weird way, and even if it wasn't with her. For Nick, he says that it does hurt and it is hard to see one of his best guys go, but he found a connection, which is what he came in to do. And again, look, this cast will never beat the allegations. They will never beat the theories. Like, y'all made up your own show, your own game. And I guess once someone finds a connection, that is valid times to boot them out. I know this one wasn't America's vote, but whatever. Anyway, Nick says that he feels great that America supposedly supports him and Alandria's relationship and everything that they've been through, the struggles. So we also have Ace and Shelly talking.
Yeah, America ain't been feeling us lately.
I know. I can't say that I expected us to be, but I will say that
Ace admits that he thought he and Shelly were going to be on the chopping block because they have been in the bottom of the polls. And what is it? Is it Ace or is it Shelly? Because the two of them have been in the bottom of the polls. This is actually a question that I have for y'all as an audience, because I'm very confused why Ace and Shelly constantly make it to the bottom of the polls. And it's the both of them. So I just want to know what y'all's opinions on Ace and Shelly is. But anyways, right now, Ace, they do realize that America really hasn't been feeling them lately. And overall, though, this vote gave Shelly the reassurance that America does still see them and does still like them, because it is hard to be in the bottom repeatedly over and over again. So Chris and Huda, they are talking.
So like in my mind, it's like, yeah, we're kissing in private areas and we're kissing under the covers. No one's looking at it.
Huda is a little bit upset because she claims that Taylor is her best guy friend, and whenever things went wrong, Taylor was always there to comfort her. And I'm like, well, we at least did not see that on screen. Anyways, they get back into the conversation again. Huda does say that when she walked off, they didn't really get to finish their conversation about the intimacy or lack thereof. Once again, for Huda, she claims that kissing in the bed and kissing in the covers is way more intimate than doing it in person. She tries to say again that with Jeremiah, she did things super quickly, so she really really wants to change how she goes about things. But for her, whether she's doing it in the bedroom or in public, it doesn't mean anything different. For her, they're both just as intimate. Chris says, I'm gonna be honest, you already said this. And just because you repeat it again does not mean I'm going to understand you. Okay, babe, Chris is here for the check. Chris was here for the check. Chris was like, what did I get myself into? Chris was definitely here for that coin, baby. Did y'all see online? They said that what he makes from basketball is the equivalent of 27,000 US dollars. I was like, not 27,000. Anyway, so they keep on talking about it again. And for Chris, he says, I don't get it. I really don't understand how you claim that you like me and you will be intimate with me. You will F me in the bed, but you will not kiss me in public. And again, I'm sorry, I'm on Chris's side with that. That is some weird, crazy behavior. If you were with someone and you only wanted to be intimate behind the scenes, we would think that was weird. Anybody would think that was weird if all you wanted to do was do things behind the scenes. That's a friend with benefits. That's a sneaky link. Let's be for real. I feel like a Gen Z. This is a sneaky link, right? You want to be intimate in the bed, you kissing on him, you touching on him. And in the conversation, he even implied that it was her that would go for those types of things, not him. So that's even crazier. It's giving sneaky link. But anyways, Huda's like, are you checked out? Like, are you still in this? He's like, no, I low-key am. She's like, okay, well then if you don't want to pursue this, I totally understand it and we don't have to do it. And he's like, where do you get that from? Where did you get that? Now, Chris, in that conversation, I will say you did say you were checked out. So like, what else is she supposed to interpret that as? Again, the two of them are both playing this game, and I do think Chris is more in the right. I think he is definitely valid for what he's saying. But in that moment, I was like, you did say you were checked out. You did say you were gonna check out. Chris claims that he said, why do you have to go down that route? You know, I thought we could just work on things. Just because I'm checked out now doesn't mean, Chris, now you playing. So at this point, Chris is just wondering what she wants him to say. He does not believe her. He does not agree with her. So that's that on that. So then Chris goes to talk with Ace. So once again, Chris is very, very frustrated. He's venting to Ace, talking about how it does not add up that she wants to have sex, but she doesn't want to kiss in front of people. Ace says, look, no matter what, your communication needs to be worked on. You guys have to communicate what both of y'all are looking for. While your feelings are valid, you do need to be able to communicate. So me, I'm like, break it off, go home. I literally thought Chris was going to self-eliminate. So the fact that he is still in this rigmarole and roller coaster ride is crazy. So it is nighttime, and the only thing of note is that Alandria does say that she and Nick had similar journeys here to the girls, and that they both went through this sort of friends to lovers thing. And I was like, oh, friends to lovers? Lovers? Who do lovers? Anywho, on to the morning. So Ace and Nick are talking, and Nick is talking about how he woke up to some cuddles from Alandria this morning. He says that he's unsure of what he would exactly label he and Alandria, but he knows that they're not just friends. He doesn't cuddle with his friends. That's not the typical behavior that he does. And once again, he claims that the flame is slowly building up. Now for Ace, he says that he wants to lock it off with Shelly, but he is a little bit worried because he doesn't want to make things exclusive, but then they get to the real world and it doesn't actually work. So he's definitely grappling between whether he's going to close it off with Shelly or not, but at this point he definitely wants to be there. So Amaya, Shelly, and Alandria, they are talking, and Amaya is gushing about Brian. She talks about how every time she wakes up next to him, she feels like she made the right decision. Huda comes over and asks to pull Amaya.
Don't make sense.
It's just a disagreement.
Yeah.
My top love languages are words of affirmation and acts of service.
And she's basically saying that she does want to fix things with Chris, but she's unsure of where to start. She wants to show more affection, like touching his leg, touching his arm, doing things like that. And I'm like, Huda girl, what is going on? You are not feeling him. You are not feeling him like that. Just be for real. You are not feeling this man. Because with Jeremiah, you wanted to be all over him at every minute of every second. You are not feeling that man on more than a friends with benefits level. That's just it. That's the reason why it's so difficult for you, because you're just... Anyway... Huda claims that she loves the acts of service because Amaya starts to try to talk about it again. And I like how Amaya is pretty balanced with things because she starts to talk about, well, like he makes you breakfast, he does these little things. And Huda does love those things, but she also claims that she loves words of affirmation and wishes she had more of that too. And I'm like, Huda, you don't do anything for him. You are not meeting his needs, but you're continuing to talk about what he needs to do. What did I say? Huda is one of those people where you could do 100 things and she will find 101st thing that you did not do. She's never happy. And in this situation, let's be honest, Huda, you're just not feeling that man. You're not feeling him like that. You're not. You're not. So they get a text that they're going to play this game hot and wet. They have to go through this obstacle course. And then at the end, they make up in a bubble pool. The only couple I want to talk about is Nick and Alandria.
Where'd he go?
Oh, shit.
We all were looking for him. We're like, where the fuck did he go?
Oh, shit.
Because they really showed out for this whole thing. Alandria gave it a little twerk. Nick was looking up and down on the body. They do make out. Nick thinks that it was really nice to reignite the physical. And again, these two in games, they always go in. Alandria will even say in games, they always go in. So again, if y'all two trying, I want to see it. Let's spark it up. Let's give us a little something. We almost at the finale here. So Nick and Ace are talking at nighttime, and Nick is talking about how this is the first time that he and Alandria kiss since Soul Ties. For him, you know, they're both flirting. They're both all up on each other. It is fun. Nick says he has the flutters. He's really feeling something. And again, I'm not gonna lie. Nick is not the one that I'm questioning. I don't question that Nick has the flutters. Nick gets the flutters really easily from multiple different people, but I'm not questioning that Nick has the flutters. It's Alandria. Just once, I want to hear Alandria initiate and say, I am feeling Nick. I really like Nick. And you know what? Then y'all could sail away and do y'all thing. Alandria is talking to Shelly, and she's letting Shelly know that this kiss was different. It was more fiery. It was more passionate. She does enjoy what they are doing. Things are getting spicier. And she really does like the relationship that they have. They make each other laugh. They have a good time. And she would like to spend more quality time and get to know Nick. And again, all right, y'all. Look, we almost at the finale. For me to vote for a couple to be my winner, which the vote is already over, I just need to see something tangible that makes me believe that there's a real locked in situation here. But the vote's already over, so it don't even matter for real, for real. Pepe and Iris kiss again, and Nicol and Alandria are in the speakeasy.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nick, what the hell? Why are you not prepared?
I don't know. That's the thing in my life. I'm not prepared for much.
So for Nick, he says that Alandria is his best girlfriend here. He really enjoys being with her and spending time with her. And overall, he also enjoys the physical with her. So Nick's trying to throw out the feelers. Why Alandria saying, oh, Nicky Poo? Was that Frankenbited in again? But was that Frankenbited in? I'm just curious. The first Nicky Poo was Frankenbited in. Y'all swore. So did they Frankenbite in Nicky Poo again? I'm just asking. Either way, they go to the photo booth, they take some pictures, they kiss up in the photo booth. Anywho, Amaya and Brian, they realize that Chris and Huda, they have not spoken all day. So they concoct this little plan to get the two of them to talk on the dock. Basically, they tell Brian, hey, go over to the dock, I need to talk to you. And Brian goes over. Amaya's like, hey, can you meet me on the dock? I really want to talk. But she's like, I have to use the restroom. Huda decides that she's going to go to the restroom with her.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I just feel weird when I have to do number 2 and there's people.
And she's like, oh no, I got to do number 2. So I'm going to take a while. So just you could go without me, but I promise I'll be there. I promise I'll be there. It was pretty funny. But anyways, Chris and Huda, they do go on the dock to talk.
Is me being more intimate with you privately or under the covers and stuff, is that not enough?
So they meet up on the dock again. He gives her his jacket, all of these different things, and they have literally the same conversation another time. But overall, Huda asks, is this a deal breaker? This lack of physicality or PDA or whatever it is. And Chris says, well, if it was a deal breaker, I would have broken this off by now. And I'm like, Chris, stop it. You playing too. The two of y'all are playing. It's too much. Overall, they hug it out, and Chris says he doesn't want to dwell on this, and he just wants to focus on their connection. Yeah, okay. So Ace and Shelly. Ace is talking about how he's really, really happy with her. He really likes her. He never imagined finding something, and then they get a text that a couple is going to the hideaway tonight. The hideaway is open, and of course, they pick Shelly and Ace.
So I'm standing here in this hideaway, or sitting here in this hideaway, asking you, will you be exclusive to only each other?
So they get back into the hideaway, and Ace will not be eating that kitty in the hideaway. But while Shelly is in the bathroom changing into her bathing suit, or her birthday suit, as he said, he is making a giant heart in the sand, saying see it plus A, all of this. But eventually he does ask her to be exclusive. And I was like, okay, all right, I see you now, Ace. It might have taken you a while to get here, but you know what? You made it to the point. And you know what? I can't even say that I'm mad at it. With the couples we have, I can't even say that I'm mad at them getting exclusive. Episode 34. So we start off episode 34 with Shelly and Ace being exclusive, cheersing to being exclusive. They are super happy. We don't get any more hideaway scenes of them. I don't think anything really happened there. But the next morning, they find out that it is Friends and Family Day. So Shelly and Ace come out of the hideaway. They fill everybody in on being exclusive. And then we get onto these family visits sponsored by Coffee Mate. Okay, they had their little Coffee Mate cups and glasses, all the family members. Let's jump into it. So... First off, before we start, Nick talks about how he could bring anyone home and his mom would love her. His mom is so friendly. His mom loves everyone. And I just thought that was funny because his mom ain't like Sierra like that. But his mom did like Alandria. And you know, I'm okay with his mom liking Alandria because Alandria should be liked. Okay, let's get into these family visits. So, Amaya and Brian, their family starts off on a video. It's Amaya's mom and stepfather, and then Brian's dad and friend. But then the video glitches out, and we already know that the families are coming. So they surprise them, and the families are in here.
Oh my God. Isn't this crazy?
I know.
Amaya is over the moon. She is so happy to see her family. Brian is so happy to see her family. And you know what? Like, little tears in my eyes because everybody was so happy. And you have to think about it. These people really do not see anybody from the outside world for so long. So it's really crazy. But overall, they talk about Brian and Amaya. So Brian's dad really loved how Brian gave feedback on Amaya and he was willing to be open about the things that he may have felt. Her mom absolutely loves her speaking out on Latino culture and being herself and being authentically herself. So they do break off. Brian's family does feel like he and Amaya are very, very compatible. She's very nurturing. Again, it seems all smiles, all good things here. Amaya's mom, she does talk about how she cried quite a bit when Amaya was crying because of course, it's her baby and she feels sad, but she knows that's how Amaya expresses herself overall. So the families really like each other. It seems really nice here. All smiles on both sides and great visit. Next up, we have Pepe and Iris.
He's crying because her speech was cute. Oh my God, I miss you guys.
So Pepe and Iris' visit was real weird. They did not have a joined family visit. I found it interesting how the people who was not the realest couples, they didn't really have many joined visits. It was kind of weird. But anyways, Iris's family, Iris is letting her family know basically like, oh, we were friends. It grew into a relationship. Now, she was really sad about the TJ stuff, but she is really happy to see her with Pepe. I think that's what Iris's mom said. Child, I don't know. These notes. So Iris's mom says she's very, very picky, but overall she wants to see Iris be happy. She said something about seeing Iris grow into more of a woman. So Pepe's family, Pepe's like, I think Iris is cool. I'm like, oh boy, not Iris is cool. So his parents, like low-key, I felt like they seemed like they liked Iris more than Pepe. That they were like, oh, Iris seems really cool. She seems like a really great woman. Pepe's like, oh, she cool. But overall, he does say that they talked about the outside and apparently Iris's family or Iris's grandfather lives near his grandfather. I don't know. Someone in their families lives near each other. So that's their visit. So Chris is still moping and pouting over on the corner. He's real nervous about what his family is going to have to say about he and Huda. Everyone just tells him, chill out, relax. They're just going to be happy to see you. So Ace's brother and sister and Shelly's parents come in.
She raised you right. And I love the way you look at her. He likes
Their families talk together. I love Shelly's mom's energy. She was so happy to be in that villa. I loved Amaya being like, you raised a great daughter. Oh my gosh. It was great. I love that their families were like really cool with everyone and talking with everyone. But Ace's sister, she really likes how Ace has kept her respectful during disagreements. At this point, Ace hasn't raised his voice. He hasn't gotten out of character. So his family is very, very proud of him in that way. And they fill them in on the sort of go into the exclusive area, aka the hideaway. And they became exclusive. So their families are super, super supportive of it. Ace's brother, now when Ace breaks off with his family, his brother did see him being the most authentic he's ever been. So he's extremely proud of him. For Ace, he says it was a little bit hard to grapple with because he came in, he was his authentic self, but yet he was in the bottom of the America's polls. So it was really something that messed with his mind quite a bit. So Ace's sister loves Shelly, loves how Shelly matches his fly, thinks they are a great couple. Again, it's all smiles here. It's all happy. And they do send a message from Ace's mom as well, who thanks him for standing on business. Now, Shelly's parents, Shelly's mom really likes Ace and says that Ace reminds her of her dad, which is really okay. And she really likes him overall. And Shelly gets a letter from her siblings. So once again, another happy family visit. I liked both of their families a lot. I felt like they was cool. They was cool. So Huda's sisters are here and Chris's mom and sister are here, and they do have a joint family talk.
I'm gonna cherish that forever.
We're very excited about the two of you.
It's been amazing to watch you guys.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Like the evolution of just
Between the two families, and everyone is very supportive. Chris was very worried, but Chris's mom and sister were like, oh yeah, we like Huda. You know what? I think they want their baby boy to get that check because they know that 50K is almost double his salary. So anyway, let me stop. Y'all, this season is almost over. You know, don't take me seriously in these videos. I'm just messing. But overall, they are really, really supportive. They actually really like Huda, supposedly. So Chris asked his family straight up during the individual part, do you have any criticism? They say no. They're like, look, we are proud of how you've been acting. We are proud of how you've kept your cool. And overall, we do see something really, really nice. They even say that they can relate to Huda with being a single mom and everything she's gone through as a woman, so they do empathize with her quite a bit more. Okay. They must have seen the Hudanators is crazy on the internet. They must have seen that the Hudanators was gonna come for them if they said anything more, sorry. So Huda and her sisters, they are talking, and for Huda, they let her know that Mamacita has popped off and she is cracking up laughing. Huda talks about how great Chris is, how he's always asking her if she's okay. And I found it interesting that Huda's sisters, they kept talking about that's growth. That's on growth. You wouldn't have been like that before. That's on growth. So bam, even the sisters was low-key slick saying Huda be doing a lot in her life. But overall, no problems there. Everything that Chris was worried about was nothing, and their families go off, and we have our last family visit, which is Nick's mom and sister, who have been real loud and proud online about how they support Nicol and Alandria. And who did Alandria? Oh yeah, Alandria's mom. Let's jump into it.
that one though. Nicolandria.
Okay, Nicolandria.
We was getting so irritated with y'all. Like, y'all was y'all.
So I forgot to mention that Chris, after the visit with his family, he says after getting some reassurance from his fam, he feels real good about Huda. I'm like, oh, after you got reassurance that the outside world likes y'all, now you back in again. Chris, you will never beat the allegation. You will never beat the allegations for me. So anyways, Nick's mom lets Alandria know that she has supported her from day one. Beautiful girl, loves her. Like I said, I don't know what the shade was with Sierra, but I guess Nick's mom was not feeling that vibe whatsoever. Now they say, you guys have been calling each other Alandria, but we got another one for you, Nicolandria. And I was like, oh boy, not them telling them about Nicolandria. So Alandria and her mom, they are talking, and Alandria's mom is very proud of her. I liked her vibe. She said the face tea, the body tea, I love it all. She says that both she and her dad are very, very proud of her. Now, her mom's not feeling the best about the crash out and the cussing, but she understands overall she is very, very proud of Alandria. And you know what? At this point, she even supports the situation with Nick because he went around, he did his exploring, he did his thing, but he settled down on the right person. So Nick and his fam, I ain't even gonna hold you. Nick's mom looked bad. To me, Nick's mom looked bad because first they start to talk about how Nick was doing a lot of boom, boom, boom. A lot of cheeks clapping in the bedroom with Sierra. And Nick's mom was like, Nick, you know you was on live TV, right? His mom was not feeling it whatsoever. He tries to explain it. And Nick's like, anyway, we've moved on from that. So they say from day one, though, they have been day one Nick and Alandria supporters. And overall, once again, they needed that reassurance. Nick and Alandria talk about it and they let everyone know too. Nick lets everyone know that they have been saying from day one, they've been supporting Nick and Alandria. They talk about how Nick's mom said, come to the house, come to the house. You invited to the house. Okay, we gonna have to do something. So overall, now Alandria is like, since our loved ones really like each other, we definitely have to do something outside of here because everybody is invested. Girl, the words is not happening. So on to the nighttime. So they have a little family dinner. Okay, Amaya is the cutest. Talking about some Thanksgiving in the summer. They go over their peaks and their pits of the whole experience. We gonna only talk about a few of them. So Ace and Amaya, they hug it out. Amaya does apologize to how she spoke to Ace in the beginning, and they go hug it out. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. So Huda says her pit was her crash out, but the peak was the recoupling after Casa being with Chris. Why Chris say his peak was seeing his family? And you saw Huda's face. Chris don't say a thing about Huda. I was like, man, that man will never beat the allegations. Baby, you ain't getting the money, Chris. Look, I already told y'all, as long as y'all don't let Iris and Pepe win, I'm okay. I'll even support Nicol and Alandria. I will. Y'all got Ace and Shelly out. I'll even support Nicol and Alandria. Nicol and Alandria or Brian and Amaya. That's my picks. That's my picks. Anyway, they get a text that they find out that one islander is about to be dumped from the island, or one couple is about to be dumped from the island. So they have to open up these cloches and see what it says. It either says congratulations or no congratulations. So, of course, we find out, maybe not of course, we're left down to Ace and Shelly and Pepe and Iris. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I know it's Pepe and Iris. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was at the Tyler the Creator concert last night and I voted at the concert because I was like, I didn't see the episode yet, but I voted. So I knew Ace and Shelly had went home before I got home. And I was like, I'm scrolling through the votes and Iris and Pepe are still there and Shelly and Ace are gone. And I'm like, whoa, what happened? Anyway, Shelly and Ace, they do get eliminated.
A leader, a role model. My dad, he always used to use this phrase, fly with the eagles or walk with the chickens. And
who are the Pepe and Iris stands? Can y'all stand up to the front of the room? Who is the Pepe and Iris stands? Because I'll be honest, I never thought we were going to see a world where Shelly and Ace were not in the finale. But anyway, that is it, y'all. So we are at our finale on Sunday. Who do y'all want to win? Let me know down here who y'all want to win the game. Anyways, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and supporting this content over the whole season. And I will talk to you guys in the finale. Bye.